Hi, it's Dreyer and welcome to the Financial Freedom Challenge, where our mission is to help you to create, to grow, to protect and to enjoy a life of abundance. Now, we're here in the Free State. It's early in the morning, it's, well, 2 minutes past 5, and if I turn the camera to the other side, you'll see the start of an incredible new day. The lions last night was really busy, and they were roaring all over the place. So it's an incredible feeling to be here in nature. This is the last day before we start the journey back to Pretoria. So today let's talk about debt and why it's important to be debt-free. You see, debt is one of the main reasons why most people, not only in South Africa but around the world, especially in the Western world, will not be financially free and will never be able to enjoy what we are experiencing currently. You know, to have a life of abundance where you can do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, where you want to do it without worrying about money. If we really think about it, debt represents the transfer of your future wealth to a person or an institution like a bank, or in exchange for your slavery. That's what it boils down to. So debt is in fact a renting of a lifestyle, because that you've got and that you think that you've got, that is not yours. You are busy renting that, and you are renting it because you simply haven't earned the right to afford that you are busy renting. Okay, so the average person here in South Africa lives in a fragile existence. You know, it's a struggle for survival each and every day, and by missing just one paycheck or two paychecks, you can lose literally everything that you've got. So to make debt, you first have to convince yourself that you really want something that you can't afford. That's the first thing. And then you must go to the bank and you actually have to convince them that you really need the thing that you want, plus that you've got the means to pay it back. Or the alternative is to make use of this shiny new credit card that you've just received in the post from the bank, and then you have to spend the bank's money. If we think about it, you're spending someone else's money. You spend the bank's money on the thing that you really want. Well, all I can say is that congratulations, you're now the owner of a new debt, because the new car that you've got, or the new furniture that you've got, or the new house that you've got, you know, that you've just bought, this is not yours, because it does not belong to you. It belongs to the bank, right? And you sit with the debt, and now you have to pay interest on that debt, and you have to pay the administration fees and other fees that's associated with this debt. So what you're doing is that, in effect, you're giving the bank your money for the inconvenience of being in debt to them. It's crazy, but this is what we do. So if you ever wonder, how is it possible that the banks and the financial institutions can be so rich? Well, it's because you are giving your time, your effort, and your money to them. That's how they become so rich. And the best part is that you're doing this willingly. Essentially, you become the bank's asset. You literally become a willing slave. Don't believe me? Well, the money that you earn, that you work for, right? How much of that goes to the mortgage company, or for the car repayment, or for the furniture repayment, or for the credit card repayments? You know, here in South Africa, it's approximately 83% of the income that the average person earns simply goes back to debt repayments. So if we think about it, the problem is that any time that you borrow money, you are in effect stealing from your own future. You're at a disadvantage the moment that you go into debt. We get to a future where there's no money, simply because we use the bank's money that you've already spent so far in the past that we actually don't even know what we spend it on. That's why you can't be successful while you have large amounts of debt. When you have debt, it's going to be extremely difficult to get ahead in life and to become financially free, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you work, because you are borrowing from your future, and that is where the problem comes in. You are encouraged in the society that we're in to spend the money right now. In other words, the moment that you earn, you start spending for the future already. And you spend more than basically what you can afford. That's in essence what it boils down to. So I think that the moment that you understand this, you'll understand that you are living a lie, because the house that you've got and the car that you've got, it's not yours, it belongs to the bank. So the first step to become financially free is to deal with your debt by becoming debt-free. Now, one of the reasons why being debt-free is such a powerful step towards financial freedom is that it literally breaks the chain of financial bondage that debt causes. So let me give you a challenge quickly for today. A plan action strategy to become debt-free as quickly as possible. And if I can summarize for today, if you've got debt, you're basically a slave, right? Debt is going to keep you from reaching your full potential and becoming financially free. And you need to get rid of that debt as soon and as quickly as possible. So here's how to take action right now in order to get debt free. The first thing that you need to do is to identify and take stock of all the debt that you've got, including your house, the cars, the credit cards, the loans, everything. And then secondly, as soon as you've done that, formulate a plan or a strategy that you can use to pay your debt as quickly and as soon as possible. And then thirdly, take action in order to become debt-free. The number one thing that you can do to become debt-free is to get rid of debt as soon as possible. And maybe I can help. I've got a debt eradication course. You can go to products.Dreyer for more information on that. And this is exactly the step-by-step plan that I followed and the accelerated principle that I followed. Way back when I discovered this and I started this journey to become debt-free. And from the moment, initially when we planned for it, we thought that it would take between 5 to 7 years to be debt-free. But it took us literally 3 years and 7 months to be debt-free. And it's simply by following a very structured plan. And if that can help you, have a look at that and maybe it can help. Okay? So in closing, always remember that in order to create financial freedom, you must make sure that today will be a perfect day. And to create a perfect day, you have to get rid of debt, and you have to have a plan of action in order to get rid of debt, in order to make your dreams and financial freedom a reality. And that means that there will never be a day in your life that won't require you to take the responsibility, to have the intent, to put in the time and the effort, and to have the right mindsets, and then to take massive action. Consistently doing what needs to be done is the only way to get the results that you want. There's no other way. Every single action that you're going to take today is either going to take you one step away from your goal or one step towards your goal. Therefore, if you want to guarantee yourself financial freedom, I challenge you to get rid of debt, starting right now. Okay, so as always, if you've got any questions or comments or suggestions then to become financially free, then simply leave them in the comment box below and I will help if I can. Remember to subscribe to my blog. If you've seen this anywhere but on my blog, it's blog.honestdreyer.com. And do you hear the lines? It's actually incredible. I actually see the line from where I'm standing right here. Amazing. Regarding my heart rate feedback, I've done what I was supposed to do. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.